Hey AJ, so it's week 95, it's Tuesday about 5 o'clock. Obviously I'll send this over tonight, ready for tomorrow, Wednesday. I think it's two weeks and 1 day since surgery, absolutely buzzing. So win of the week, I've just finished a pool session, no problems at all. I was conservative, just mainly because I went to see the nurse on Friday to get the stitches out, so it's recovering really well. She I think she was quite surprised at how quickly the wound itself was recovering. Obviously I said to her, look, I've had no pain, nothing, but I've got to be careful because the wound's still quite, it's just like a gash, I guess. She said the problem is that when this is disgusting, sorry, when the scab starts to dry out and crack, obviously anytime I put my trap under pressure, it wants to pull apart. That's when it's likely to get infected. So I've just got to keep, so I've just got a work email. Sorry. I've just got to keep an eye that it doesn't get affected. And also she said, be aware that obviously it's still recovering inside. So although it just looks on the surface of it, it doesn't look particularly bad. Obviously the lump that they removed was really big. So there's a lot of internal bruising and stuff. So I did take it easy, mainly because my neck aches a little bit by the end of the day if I'm on my that's me on my laptop, if I'm on my laptop a lot. I guess just because it's recovering, so I didn't go mental. So the kind of weights I was on, so RDL's 65 instead of, I think last time I was like on 85, 90. Lat pull down was on like, I did like, it's a bit rickety, I think 42.5 last time, and I did 35. So I still feel like I've trained, but I just don't want to push it. So yeah, really buzzing from that. Really good. That's my win of the week. Push tomorrow, and then legs on Thursday. I did do a really light upper session on Sunday and a light leg session on Saturday. The leg session probably wouldn't even count because my foot was so sore. I could only really do really light squats and leg extension and leg curl, and obviously I couldn't brace because of my trap. But today I felt like I was properly back in the gym, so that's really good. Foot's feeling a lot better. I've been really sensible, haven't been overdoing the steps, and I've got these special squidgy things, and I've been doing all the stuff that my podiatrist friend told me to. It still comes and goes, but nothing like those couple of days when it felt like someone was setting fire to my toe. I looked at my photos and obviously I'd taken them after 2 weeks of no training, so I was expecting to look softer, and that's fine. And obviously I'm deep into off season as well, but I don't feel like I've lost any size. And I think you put my mind at rest last week when I said, I want to go and do some light weights, and you were like, there's absolutely no point. You're not going to lose anything, but you're not going to gain anything by going in and throwing 2.5 kilo dumbbells about, but you might then end up injuring yourself. So, and I know that you don't lose size that quickly and you don't lose muscle. It's not that it's hard to lose muscle, but if you're eating a decent diet and you're fairly well trained. So my photos I'm quite happy with. Obviously I've got some ways to go, but I'm not too unhappy with them. In terms of calories over the week and food, no problem at all. I'm always hungry, so I'm still hungry. I think I'm probably slightly over the average because I had training day calories on the days that I did the light session. Did I? Yes, because it was the upper one. I did a fair bit of volume. I've eaten out once. We got a Chinese for Chinese New Year, but the same as always. I had duck pancakes, yuck sung. Kate got chips, which is a crime from the Chinese, which I didn't have. I had a little bit of egg fried rice and some of her beef in black bean sauce, so not a lot at all. One gin. And apart from that, food's been really good. Appetite's really good. I've had training day calories today. My weight stayed exactly the same, pretty much. It's really sort of plateaued. So I know that you're keen for me to. That's another thing about getting back into the gym and getting on training day calories, is that we can start pushing my calories up, because I know that obviously you don't want me to diet on too lower calories. So, and there's only a shortish window now to get my calories up. So that's another really good thing about getting back in the gym as well. So I'm feeling really positive about that. Work's good. The family are good. Louis going back up to Sheffield Thursday or Friday. Can't go back into uni yet, but I think quite a few people are going back to halls. He's ready for a little bit of independence. Obviously I've been meeting him for a walk and stuff, so that's grand. Ollie's got his job back at Sainsbury's. He was a temp over Christmas and he's got that back. It was the only Christmas temp to be asked back, so he's buzzing. But he's an absolute little delight, so it doesn't surprise me. So they're both good. Kate's good, work's good. No massive dramas with my stepmum, which is always fantastic. So that sort of stuff's going well. Something I have done, which has been really helpful in terms of mindset. So I used to consume so much bodybuilding stuff, so much like podcast, YouTube, and on top of obviously working sort of 35, 40 hours a week, bringing up a family, training myself, looking after my stepmum, running a house, all of the other stuff, I was getting a little bit overwhelmed with it. And then I sort of stripped it back and I was like, well, actually, anything I need to know, I will get through you. So, I was watching, they weren't necessarily contradicting one another, but, I don't know, Josh Bridgman might say something slightly different to you and and then and it sets your mind thinking. So I've decided to stop consuming quite so much. I was watching all of Cuba's videos, all of Meg's videos, and then I watched Meg's videos and I'm like, fucking hell, I'll never look like that. So there's that as well. I know she's a pro and probably speaking out of turn, but I would assume she's assisted. So I know that I shouldn't compare, but it's difficult not to. But that aside, it's been really helpful for me to cut right back on that, because you'll tell me what I need to know, and I'll go and see Darren again once we're out and do some posing and stuff with you. So now, I'm concentrating on the other stuff that I'm into. So I'm into stand-up comedy on my podcast and YouTube. I'm into normal comedy. Obviously, I'm a massive football fan, although football's causing me a lot of stress at the moment. A lot of football fan, I like lifestyle stuff. So that's been really helpful because there's less noise in my brain and less trying to second guess. So that's been really, really useful. And I think outside of that, that's probably it for this week, mate. Obviously the days are getting lighter. What is it now? It's 5:10 and it's light as anything outside. So I've got a few more steps to get in. So I'm going to go out for a walk, shove a podcast on, and just start the evening like that. So yeah, buzzing today. And as I wrote it down, I was like, wow, it's only been 2 weeks and 1 day since your surgery. So I put so much pressure on myself in every way, obviously, as well as work, I'm doing that coaching degree as well. So I've handed in my first assignment. I'm trying to learn more stuff about that so that the people that I coach are getting the most. And it's very different from the online sort of coaching that I did before. Obviously not bodybuilding, but just like health and fitness, it's a lot less directive. And there's different elements to it. So that's been really, really fascinating and stuff as well. And I read loads of books and stuff, so just taking that noise away has been helpful. All right, I will look forward to your feedback and catch up with you soon. Bye bye.